Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 88 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I am your host, as always, and joining me, my two lovely co-hosts. This week, we're going to start off with Mrs. Micah Moriarty. Micah, hello. How are you today?
Hello. I'm doing very well today.
Oh.
Bradley, we went out and voted today, and then we went to Cracker Barrel for lunch. So it was top tier. I had tweeted for some audience help because I couldn't decide what to get. So last night I tweeted, should I get pancakes or French toast? The audience voted French toast, and I went with it. I've had it before. It's not like it was a new thing. It's always good. It's always so good. Colin also got the French toast.
Ooh.
He was really torn between the pancakes as well. He also went French toast. We had a wonderful time, and we stopped at Publix on the way home, grabbed some stuff for dinner tonight. But this was a nice afternoon.
Good. What was the special occasion?
Just being out to go vote. Like we had to.
Oh,
we had
okay,
to
that
go
was the
somewhere.
occasion. So you're might as well hit up the barrel.
Right, just because typically, like if we're going out, it's usually in the evening, for example. Right. But it's like, yeah, we're out together in the afternoon. Usually, if I'm out running errands, I'm by myself. So I'm going to the post office, grocery shop, and whatever. So it's rare for me to have Colin with me during the day. So we were like, let's get lunch, have a little lunch date.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Gene Park, how are you today, my friend?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, it's getting cold out here. So, I never just enjoy the Switch. It's always a rough transition to me.
For sure, yeah.
Whenever I change the weather. But
gotta get on a sweatshirt, dude, or something. Put on that sweatshirt.
But like you, right? In Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's cold
otherwise okay. We're just complaining about Windows right now because it always changes our audio settings. And for some reason, every time it updates, my mic settings always go down. And it's always a random number. I always try to keep it at 50. This is at 50 right now, the audio level. Every time Windows updates, it always updates to just a random number. Today it was 19. So sometimes it's 27. Sometimes it's 14. Sometimes it's never below 10, but it's never like 10 or like a 0 or like a normal number. It's just it's like setting your alarm on for 7:19 a.m. or something. Like why?
Yeah, it's very strange.
I don't understand it. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. You look well. Both of you look well. So good. Very happy. Guys, yesterday, Christmas is coming, of course. We know that. We have Thanksgiving first here in the U.S., but Christmas is on the horizon. The Christmas season always starts early. I was waiting for some food yesterday. I had some time, so I popped into a Hallmark store that was right next door to it. I was like, what do they got going on for Christmas stuff? I ended up buying 3 ornaments. So I was like, I got to show them here because they are Nintendo related for the most part. First, we got Timmy and Tommy from Animal Crossing. Yeah, wow. I saw these 2 guys. I was like, hell yeah, I got to buy these 2. I love those guys. Next one. Master Sword from Tears of the Kingdom, Decayed. I was like, I gotta buy that one. Gotta get that one. And for me, saw Trunks. I was like, oh shit. Trunks? I'll get Trunks all day. All day. Mm-hmm. Micah, who's your favorite Dragon Ball character?
Oh, all-time favorite is Vegeta, but like I have a soft spot for Raditz is my favorite character design. Raditz is not in the series enough to justify being my favorite, but like Vegeta's my favorite. Raditz though is like the coolest design of all the characters.
He is cool. He's very cool. Yeah, I think Vegeta's my favorite too.
Yeah,
he's just that guy. He's just great. Fucking love him. I think Trunks is Maddie's favorite character. I think Locke told me that. I was like, oh yeah, makes sense. It adds up. You can tell a lot by a person about their favorite Dragon Ball characters. Hey, if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. You can get early ad-free access to all of our shows and benefits like Sacred Symbols Plus, and being able to write into all of our shows. So join us over on Patreon. We could not do without you guys, so we greatly appreciate it. Also, if you enjoy this show, leave us a nice rating on your podcast service of choice, whatever. Give us a thumbs up, all that good shit. We really appreciate it. I know it's cringy to ask, but hey, it helps. Also, if you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. You can get a bunch of good stuff. We got shirts, we got stickers, we got hats back in stock, beanies, I guess, Micah, particularly.
Yes.
So head on over there. Micah will send it to your door. So also support us there. We appreciate it. Hayden Glass wrote in and said, "Howdy, Brick Fisters. No question, really. Just wanted to say how exciting it is right now to be a Nintendo fan. This week is Age of Imprisonment. 14 days later is Air Riders. And 14 days after that is Prime 4. Assuming these games hit, I feel like the Switch 2 has had an incredible first 6 months. Gene, we've been around for a lot of Nintendo launches. How are you feeling about the Nintendo Switch 2's first 6 months?
It's not as exciting as the first Switch. I mean, that's where a lot of the Nintendo fell off comments come from, because it's just there's not. It's like if the Switch debuted with Elden Ring, you know, like. But like a game like Elden Ring wasn't even as new as Breath of the Wild was back then. But it's way better than everything else, other than, I don't know, since it's better than the GameCube. Honestly. Yeah, you know, it's one of the best Nintendo launches ever. Honestly,
yeah, it's a very good one. I agree.
Relatively speaking, it's just a drop off for the Switch. You know, yeah, it's not as good as like Mario 64 and Nintendo 64, but that was like in the mid 90s, and yeah, that's a long time ago. It's just a long time ago. I don't know if you remember that, then you're over 40 and you're complaining, and why? You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like, was there 1 or 2 launch games for N64? I'm trying to remember. I know Mario 64 was one of those Pilot Wings.
That's it. Yeah. Pilot Wings. That was it for a while. So that's why I didn't buy Nintendo 64. You know. There would be no game for me to buy other than, well, Mario 64 is obviously a system seller, but it's like there wasn't enough other games for me to buy.
Yeah,
GameCube I didn't even really get until, you know, we got closer to Metroid Prime and Wind Waker. So you know, it's a great year. Donkey Kong Bonanza probably would have been my system seller. Not as strong as like even the PS5 with Demon's Souls Remake. Demon's Souls Remake was a system seller for me day one.
Yeah, same.
Saying that. But otherwise, though, yeah, it's a great launch. I don't know what people are complaining about. Kirby Air Ride is coming out soon.
Yeah. I remember with N64, obviously it had Mario 64. It's the thing to get. But Shadows of the Empire, I also bought. I remember, I don't know if I bought mine when it came out. It says Shadows of the Empire came out December 2nd, 1996. And I forgot what month the N64 came out, but I remember those were around the same time. So pretty great games, but Gene's right. The Switch with Breath of the Wild, it's hard to follow that up. You can only do that so often. Micah, how do you feel about the Switch 2 launch lineup 6 months in?
No, I agree with Gene. I definitely can say, yeah, we have some fantastic games out right now. It's just true, though, that like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World did not feel like as big of a blockbuster release. Like, and they're fantastic games. Donkey Kong Bonanza, the farther away from it that we are, the more that I'm like, yeah, it's a really good game. I started to get a little tired of it towards the end, but it's a solid game that I definitely recommend to people. But it's just, unfortunately, it's like Donkey Kong just doesn't have the same star power yet. Maybe this will catapult him further, you know, but it just is, in terms of just the feeling of it, it doesn't. But these are excellent games. And even just, not even just looking at first party stuff, it's just so many games right now. Like I was just discussing on our subreddit this week, games I got like in the past 2 weeks were like Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, Tales of Xillia Remastered got delivered, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake got delivered, Once Upon a Katamari got delivered. Like the games are, there's just like so much out right now. Like putting aside the first party, there's just the train of games right now. It's just, I feel I've been hit. I've been struck on the tracks and try and keep up with all of it. I simply cannot.
Yeah, we cannot keep up. Too much shit. All right, guys, let's get into our first news story here. Resident Evil Requiem is getting an Amiibo and a Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, the Amiibo is, I assume, Grace Ashford. They have not shown it yet, but she is kind of the front and center of the game right now. There is a Pro Controller also, which is very interesting because we haven't seen this kind of, I guess, synergy between Resident Evil and Nintendo since the GameCube days, I guess, if I remember correctly. We had the chainsaw controller, so this is the spiritual successor, I guess. But there is a Pro Controller here. I personally have no interest in this controller. But Gene, what about you?
Yeah, the controller doesn't look that great, so I think I'm good on that.
Yeah.
The Amiibo, it's a Resident Evil Amiibo, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But I'm kind of done with I'm trying to be done with buying Amiibo. Like even the Kirby Amiibo, it's a tough sale. I might just buy one. Two at the most, but that's still like $100. That's $100 on Amiibo, man.
It's not. They are not $12 anymore. Like Amiibo used to be this insane value because it's like, dude, look at the detail on this, and it was under $15. You know, like it was the level of detail on these figures, and it's like these are sub $15. These are sub $20. The price of Amiibo now, you're just like, damn, I can't just say, yeah, I'll get the whole set. I can't do that anymore.
I agree. Like seeing some of them for like $30, I'm like, nah.
$30 is tough, man. That's a whole good game right there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, or a proper sized figure. If you're someone like me who collects statues, a lot of my DBZ statues were like $24.99 at this like local figure store back home. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was called Action Figure Planet. And a lot of these figures that I have back there were like $25 to $30. Amiibo are super cool, but just the scale comparison, it's like I could get a Goku that's, double this size. Yeah. It's just when I'm looking at the value of collectibles like that, I got to think about it.
Yeah, the Kirby Air Riders ones, like I'm looking at with Kirby in the Star, it's $50.
It's so
like,
much.
Holy moly. Like I know
want
this
the chef one and that's it. I'm only getting him.
Okay.
I'm only getting him. I got to cut it, but I want them all. They switch cards. You could switch them around.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know it's a little more involved Amiibo this time, but $50 is a lot. It's a lot.
It still is a lot, especially too. I mean, like Kirby specifically, I have these cute little Kirby Rement brand sets that were sent to me way, way back in the day by one of my YouTube subscribers. And they're adorable, but like Rements are also famously like very affordable. And they're kind of like blind box style things. You don't know which one you're going to get, but they're just these super cute little figurines. And a lot of them have pieces like moving, like you assemble them type deal, not moving pieces, but you put them together and arrange them. And they're just very affordable little sets. Like it just sucks that it's kind of like, Amiibo used to be in that category of very affordable collectibles, and now they're not.
Yeah, they are not. This like the Samus one with the motorcycle, the Viola, $40. It's like cool, but not that cool. I'm good. Maybe if you're around 20, I'd be like, all right, sure, I'll bite.
That's the thing. That would be the sweet spot. Like the Kirby Air Riders, if they were $20 each, I would probably be like, I'll get 3 of them.
Yeah.
But at that price, I really am thinking I'll get one.
Yeah, even this new Samus one where it's just Samus is $30. It's just like, damn, dude.
I know. I got like 3 other Samus Amiibo too, so it's like I'm good.
Yeah, it's like I'm good on all these. I don't need them. Like they had all those new Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom character ones. I was like, nah, I don't want any of you.
I know. I got them, and that was kind of my limit. I was like, I don't even care about you, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I buy? I bought them because they have functionality with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
But eventually, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the cards, like the little, reader cards or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like $10, and I get all the NFC functionality without having to spend hundreds of dollars on Amiibo.
Yeah, they're an investment for sure. Also, just a quick little side note about Resident Evil Requiem is Fortnite collabing again with Resident Evil. This time, Grace Ashford will be a character, and maybe one other character as well. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for that. That's coming next year when the game launches. Love seeing Resident Evil characters in that. It's good shit. Christian wrote in and said, hey, punching up crew. Capcom made a few announcements this past week regarding Resident Evil on the Switch 2. A new Pro Controller, a box set featuring RE7, 8, and 9, and Amiibos for RE Requiem. What do you think of this partnership? Will this convince players to play Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2? Cheers. Now, I'm curious about you here, Gene, because you play handheld all the time. Does this get you any more interested in playing Switch 2? I imagine you'll play on Steam.
Yeah, no, I won't. I mean, I'll probably get it on Switch 2 eventually, or maybe not even, because it won't be a game key card. Man, the game key card thing really
took the win out of sales for a lot of people.
Really turned me off out of buying anything for the Switch 2. I'm going to be real honest. Literally any third party game, if you're going to be on a game key card, I'm not going to buy your game on the Switch 2. I will buy Nintendo games on the Switch 2. It really, really sucks, but it really feels like the game keycard situation has forced me to make the Switch 2. It's my Nintendo first party console, and I hate saying that because I like playing third party games. I love third party games. We'll talk about it later, but I still bought Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake for the Switch 1. And I'll keep buying Switch 1 games as long as they keep making them and putting them on a cartridge. But that said, I am caring less and less about a physical games library these days. And it's
happens
not just
because
I've had a recent beef with this physical games. Me and Dustin are both annoyed by the physical games community and how annoying they can be.
Dude, poor Dustin. All I did was post a picture that he bought Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake, and just the comments were just so miserable.
He bought it. He bought the Switch. He bought the Switch 2 version, right?
Yeah.
And then so everyone was like, "Well, why'd you buy that?" And it's like he just can a guy just buy a stupid?
He bought
product
it for his wife, dude. Just relax.
Right? Like
she just wants to
Yeah,
play
just
Dragon
buy
Quest
a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, can a guy just buy something for $40 or whatever and just leave it be? I don't know, man. That's so, But I bought it on a Switch 1 because I still, especially for Dragon Quest. Like if there are certain games that I know will probably be rare, like Dragon Quest or RPGs or especially JRPGs, right? Then yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 9 is not going to be in any danger of being rare at all. You can easily buy any game copy of Resident Evil anything, anytime, anywhere, even on physical. So, yeah, that's my rant.
Micah, are you interested in Resident Evil 9? I know you probably haven't played many Resident Evil games, but it's on Switch 2 now, natively.
I've never played one. I don't know. I kind of wait and see from you guys if you feel like this would be a good place to jump in, because I'm somewhat interested from the trailers, but I know myself, and I usually get so freaked out during horror games I don't finish them. So they just end up being a poor value for the money.
Resident Evil 9 was actually pretty freaky. Even I think I mentioned it from the demo. Resident Evil 2 is Resident Evil 2 is definitely your best on ramp for the whole series.
So
no Switch version of that though. Switch 2 version.
Yes, there's gonna be a Switch 2 version of it too. So that'll be like I'll get the Resident Evils on the Switch, even digitally, just because
7, 8, 9, or 7 and 8 at least. Because there's no 2 or 3 yet that I'm aware of being announced.
Yeah, there will be, but
I'm sure there will be. Yeah, but just not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
I hope they're at a good price. At most $30. Come on, guys.
Yeah. The good thing about Resident Evil is, at least, those games go on sale all the time. All the time. It's like, I bought Resident Evil 6, or I'm not 6. I did buy Resident Evil 6 twice. But I bought RE4 on PC for like $20 at a time, remake. And I was like, dude, easy pickups. So it's really easy to double dip into that franchise because they're so cheap often.
I will say, too, like, I am not that I'm the target audience. I do think that custom controller, not the Resident Evil controller, is like a little lame.
Yeah, it's not super good.
No, it's definitely not their best work here. Like I just saw that posted, and the Facebook comments were really funny of people just being like, newspaper themed, huh? Like, how exciting.
Yeah.
You know, just it was just
It's
like,
not.
yeah, this is kind of a lackluster one for some of the really cool, themed controllers that are out there, like not just on Switch, just in general. This one's definitely not the best I've seen.
Mm-hmm. They should just put like shirtless Leon on the controller. That would probably sell a lot.
You make the analog sticks his nipples.
Exactly. Yeah, the ladies will pay up. I want a Wesker controller. Just put Wesker's face on it. I'm in. All right, guys. Next thing we got right here. This happened like kind of right after we shot last week or the day after.
Yeah.
But Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting a Switch 2 upgrade and update. I'm going to read this from Nintendo's website. Animal Crossing New Horizons sails ashore with a Nintendo Switch 2 edition and free content update on January 15th. Nintendo's Animal Crossing Switch 2 edition's game is sailing on blah, 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 blah. Same thing I just said. Built-in microphone now, so you can use that. Online play for up to 12 players and camera play. So right away, if you guys have played New Horizons, I just got like more flashbacks of visiting other people's islands of how long it fucking takes with loading screens and all that stuff, and everyone has to pause their game essentially for it to load in the next person. Absolute disaster. Can you imagine loading in 12 people if it's exactly the same? That's like 20 minutes of just sitting there. Gotta wait for fucking Barbara to arrive at your island. Unacceptable. I wonder if they'll change that, but I doubt it. It's gonna be a hassle.
Pandemic memories. That's what it's PTSD from pandemic memories too. Because
Yes.
like you couldn't go outside. You haven't seen anyone in ages. It was months. People were dying. Everything was stupid. And here you are all alone in your room, and you're waiting for Barbara or whoever to show up on your fucking
stupid island to steal your peaches. Yeah. Some shit like that. Dude. Yeah.
That's why I hate fucking Animal Crossing, dude. I don't give a shit about this update, dude. I don't ever want to play this game ever again, man.
Dude, I'm gonna revisit it. I've been thinking about revisiting Animal Crossing and doing like a video on it because Animal Crossing is an extremely frustrating franchise to me. I've talked about this before, so I'm gonna repeat myself. But there's so much potential, and I always feel like many Nintendo things like Pokemon, they don't change much. And it just feels like, I'm like, what are you doing, man? You have the opportunity to do so much cool shit here. And they just don't do it. So I'm like, okay, let's maybe revisit it. Fresh character, all that kind of shit. See how things go. But now that they announced this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait. Because that's not all. There's not a Switch 2 version, which I'll get into more details in a second. But there's a free update also coming for the Switch that comes out on January 15th. This update features a new resort hotel run by Capcom's family, new themed items and characters, extra exclusives like Slumber Island for NSO members, and more. This can be played on both versions, of course. Here's just some of the details about the Switch 2 version. Improved resolutions, 4K in TV mode. Very nice. We're saying also, frame rate improvement, not there as far as I'm aware. I believe it's the same, or maybe it's just unlocked. But they're not touting 60 FPS for this, so which is kind of disappointing. But maybe it's one of those games that doesn't work properly if they tune up the frame rate. I don't really know the whole engineering stuff behind that. Mouse controls, of course, you can use to decorate, which is pretty nice. Locate residents by calling their names and using the in-game megaphone and built-in Nintendo Switch 2 microphone. Micah, you can yell for your fucking neighbors to show up.
Wow.
Apollo! I don't know anyone else's name in Animal Crossing, so 12 players, as we said earlier, sounds like a nightmare. And the camera play, which is very funny because we've seen that Nintendo Switch camera in action. Gene tested it out one time we were playing Mario Kart, and it is super rough, much like Nintendo's online. So it's an option, but I ain't doing that shit. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition is $65 when it's coming out, but if you have it already, of course you can upgrade it for $5, which is a fair price, I guess. $5, it's not that much. No FPS boost as far as I'm aware, but hey, $5 could be worse, especially from Nintendo, so I'll take it. Also, some of this free content is the Resort Hotel's grand opening. A resort hotel is opening on the pier, and it's run by Capcom's family. To bring guests from off the island, you'll help out by decorating guest rooms and more. Plus, Find new furniture, clothing, and souvenir shops, dress up mannequins and outfits that guests can wear. It says, make an island life more convenient. Want a fresh start? Rossetti is on hand with a convenient resort service to help tidy up your island. Additionally, you can now upgrade your home's storage to hold up to 9,000 items and store trees, shrubs, and flowers there too. I don't really know. I haven't gotten that deep in Animal Crossing. Maybe this is a big deal for people. I'm not really sure.
This is huge.
Okay.
If I may step in.
Yes,
when you
please.
abandon, so in the GameCube version, for example, like if you don't go to your island for a while, time keeps moving. When you go back, it'll be like full of weeds. There'll be like cockroaches in your house that you gotta like step on. And in the GameCube version, your neighbors would flat out just leave. In the newer versions, your neighbors typically ask before moving, and you can say no, please stay, because it used to be like, no, bunny, like what the fuck, like don't move, like
yeah.
But so what they're offering here is, I believe, if your island is going to be full of weeds and you're like, I don't want to deal with that, Mr. Resetti is going to tidy up your island and give you a fresh start. Because it is just like, it'll just be like weeds on it, fucking every inch of grass. Like it's the longer that you leave your island dormant, the worse it gets.
Yeah. So this is a big deal. Okay. Very nice to hear that. A little quality of life right there. Slumber Island. Players with an NSO membership can design and save up to 3 islands and play with friends online. Select the size and layout of the island. Build your design it collaboratively. Access your inventory and decorate, plus invite residents from your home island. How's that sound to you, Micah?
Stupid.
Okay.
I mean, it's just more of the same, but you get a bonus island, basically. Yeah. Like if we just say like it's another island to decorate. They're not really like the hotel idea and decorating the rooms sounds very fun, but that's just like you're literally just giving me just more stuff to decorate. It's not like you've said, Brad, there's a lot they could do, but what they're giving us is just, and here's another space to decorate. Like, all right.
Yeah.
That's the game.
It's not super exciting, but I guess this is a free update, so it's hard to complain too much, I guess.
It's a chance to get back into it too, like you said, because because it kind of seems, especially with this, seems like a new Animal Crossing's not coming anytime soon. No. So I have kind of wanted to get back into it. I've been really torn though on, do I just start a new island or what? I think I would just start from scratch because like Eugene, Animal Crossing brings up a weird sense of dread when I think about it. It is just so distinctly pandemic time. And so I don't really want to jump back in. I kind of want to start over and just, I also, like, I did play it a lot. So I don't even know if there's anything left for me there to like unlock that I wanted. So I think I want to do a fresh start.
You're going to have to play it because we're going to do an episode in Animal Crossing of Punching Up. We got to do that for some game. We got to make it happen in the game.
Oh yeah, there was a guy who had Animal Crossing show.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember the Joe Biden Island. That's what I remember.
Gary Whitta, yes. Animal Talking with Gary Whitta.
Animal Talking, yeah.
Yeah, Gary Whitta is the guy who is often with a kind of funny. He wrote Rogue One, and he had a little talk show on Animal Crossing, and he had a.
Well, Gary, we're stealing your idea. We're stealing your idea. Get owned.
Yeah, we're taking it.
Yeah, we're taking it. Get fucked. This one is interesting to me. Collaborations. Collect Nintendo items like the Ultra Hand from Tears of the Kingdom and Nintendo consoles in-game to add some classic flair to your island. Of course, though, here's the monkey's paw. NSO online membership is required to play those games, even though the old Animal Crossings had built-in like NES games and stuff like that you could play. You can do that now, but you gotta have NSO. Also, there's going to be like Lego collabs there and a bunch of other Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Like they showed off kind of like a room decorated like that. Like you can get like Zelda's outfit, I think, some attire like that. And they also showed a couple of the villagers are now from Tears of the Kingdom. They have Tulin, who is the little bird, the bird champion from Tears of the Kingdom. And they also had, what was her name? Minoru. She is also going to be a villager in the game, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if they've done like Nintendo characters as villagers, as far as I'm aware, in past Animal Crossing games. Maybe they have. I just can't recall.
recall that. Yeah, it says also some Splatoon characters via Amiibo.
Yeah.
I don't remember that happening before. Like, I have the like Hello Kitty Amiibo card set, which was for like decor and outfits, but it wasn't like fucking Hello Kitties walking around your town now. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I'm definitely interested in checking that out because it's Zelda. Those sons of bitches got me.
Dick Cheney just died.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I saw that earlier.
It just happened, yeah.
Breaking Nintendo news.
Yeah, shout out to everyone who just found out through the Nintendo podcast.
Kazden Risk wrote and said, "Hey, goofy, goopy, gooning Goombas. Nintendo dropped an Animal Crossing update video out of nowhere this week, and I have to ask, what's the hype level? I recently returned to my island now that my 5-year-old daughter is getting to gaming, and a lot of the upcoming changes and additions sound very exciting. I'm also hoping this means we randomly get a Super Mario Maker 2 Nintendo Switch 2 edition one day. Cheers and take care." That'd be sick. I wouldn't be surprised if we do. We're getting a lot of Switch 2 versions of games now, which I'm not opposed to. Micah, what's the hype level?
It's low, but
give me a number.
It's welcome.
1 out of 10.
I don't know, I'm feeling like a 4.
Okay.
Like, I want to get back into it. It's also, though, like, January sounds pretty sweet. I'm glad it's not an immediate update because, as I just said, I've bought so many games this month. Between like the end of October and now, I've bought way too many games. So January, cool. I'll start a new island and see how it goes. But I will say, like, looking at these images, the picture that they have of like the friends looking at the aquarium together and they're all on camera, and I'm like, I mean, for what? For what? This is so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, we're all pretending we're at the aquarium together.
Yeah, it's just Twitter. Look, we're hanging out and doing nothing.
Part of it's because the marketing rarely shows children. And it's like, the reality is that that's something children would want to do. They're showing what looks to be 4 young adults gazing at the fake fish together. And it's just like, I think kids would enjoy that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of the marketing, it just looks stupid.
Yeah, there's like nothing really to do.
I will check it out. I'll pay the $5 and I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out. $5 all day. No big deal. Gene, your hype level is very low, I assume, for this.
It's 0.
Although
I will say that adding mouse controls is pretty great.
For decorating and stuff. Yeah,
for decorating and all the groundwork and terrain work that you need to do, or whatever.
Yeah,
that would excite me if I was even remotely interested in playing Animal Crossing again. So.
That's part of it too, Gene, is that I was thinking of playing. I own Dragon Quest Builders 2, and I've never gotten around to playing it. And I was thinking of getting into that this holiday break. And then I'm thinking, well, then am I going to want to play Animal Crossing in January? It's just, I don't know. How many life sim games can I play back to back? Not many. I usually try to give them a break in between. Like, I went fucking hard on Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, that's what it's called. I fucking went ham on that game. Yeah. And now I don't really want to play another thing like that for a while.
Yeah. And there's no dilfs for you to chase in these games, so
no, not really. Not really.
Sadly.
The barista guy, the like pigeon, that barista in Animal Crossing, he's kind of cool, but I'm not a furry. So he's cool, but there's nothing that's
but yeah, no furries.
No.
All right. Hype level for me, I guess if a 5 is baseline, I'm a 5. If I'm curious to check it out, but I'm not fucking thrilled. Zelda bumps it up at least a point, so I'll take that. I'll check it out and I'll complain about it. Get ready.
Yeah. Wow, Tustin's coming to my town. Cool.
Wow. Can't do anything.
I wish Raru was here.
Man, Raru's so weird. Why is he Never mind. I was just gonna go off on Tears of the Kingdom lore, but I'm just gonna stop right there.
I don't know how true this is. Somebody had posted that it seems like Nintendo might be starting to crack down a bit more on obscene designs people make, like with the clothing designer in Animal Crossing. Like somebody had like a design that was like just like a butt, and it finally got taken down. They're like, I've had this on my island for a long time, and Nintendo just removed it.
Damn.
And it's just like, damn it, because there's nothing funnier than making obscene shirts for the villagers to wear. Like you got a villager walking around with a shirt with a fucking like butt on it or like a dick and balls. Like that's hysterical. Please don't crack down on this. Like let me have my weird island where the animals wear obscene clothing.
Yeah. All right. Gene, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment embargo is up. People have put their reviews out, some of them. You have played the game. Did you finich the game, first of all?
I did not finish the game.
You haven't finished it yet. Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to get some impressions from you, what you think about the game.
Yeah. Well, immediate impressions. Well, the embargo asks us not to talk about any kind of story details.
Right. You got to be very careful with that.
It literally says any story. So.
Yeah. All right. No story talk then. Very fun.
I think I can say that there is a lot of story. While I'm playing the game, I completely forgot that I'm playing a Dynasty Warriors Koei Tecmo like game. I thought I was just watching a movie or something, because the cutscenes would go on for a really, really long time. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of action. A lot of stuff happens. Is it canon? So far, as far as I can tell, yes, it is. It actually just seems to really just fill in the details of what Tears of the Kingdom was missing. In terms of the gameplay, it's Hyrule Warriors. I actually, that's probably the most disappointing part in it. Like I see that the Metacritic was like around 79 or something like that. It's because it's the same game. It's you're pressing YYYYX YYX YX YYYYX over and over again, pulling out the specials, managing your troops to making sure that they go to one side or the other, collecting different weapons, and then you're hitting them for weak spots. So you stagger them, and then you can do major damage once their staggered meter is down or whatever like that. So a lot of meter managing. It's Hyrule Warriors too. It's the same thing. What I will say though is that the graphics are incredible right out the gate. That is the switch to difference. When you play this game, this is the first 3D Zelda game that just plays straight out the gate 60 frames per second, and it is a weird feeling to do that, because then you get that in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild recently, or if you emulate it on PC. But to start the game and it looking that good is pretty incredible. Like there's even walk and talk sections, man. Like in an open world game, you know.
Interesting.
Where you just walking and talking right next to people. Oh shit! I'm getting a message from work.
I'll just say while you're thinking that, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's probably the first 3D Zelda game, like more 3D that's 60 FPS. Because I was curious about this. Link Between Worlds was 60 frames per second as well, but that was a while ago. But I guess in this big scope kind of thing of Zelda, very interesting to see 60 FPS, especially because it is a Muso. So that's very surprising to me, and good news, because the last game, boy, did that game run like dog shit sometimes.
Yeah. It ran terribly. It ran like 15 frames per second, 20 frames per second at the most. So to see all these bodies flying all over the place at 60 frames per second, it's just smooth. It's perfectly smooth. There's no Unreal Engine stuttering or anything like that. It's just hundreds and hundreds of orcs or moblins and enemies just flying all over the place, and Zelda just being like Sauron in the middle at the beginning of Lord of the Rings trilogy. Basically, that's what you're doing.
Smacking guys around.
Yeah, you're sweeping the enemies around across the field, and the battlefields look beautiful. A lot of them are replicated areas from Tears of the Kingdom and of course Hyrule. So again, same as the Age of Calamity. And Yeah, and there's a whole map. The great thing about Tears of the Tears of the Kingdom inclusion is that now there is the underground area too, the depths.
Oh, okay, the depths. Yeah.
So there's a whole depths map, which is
cool.
Kind of boring too. Again, because the depths weren't that.
I love the depths of the first game.
So I loved exploring them, but like to play as a Musou game, it's like
that's a different thing. Yeah,
you know what I mean, right? So, I mean that's the thing. Like these areas are fun to explore, but as a Musou game, you're just kind of running through them and cutting through enemies. So, if you're excited for a Musou game, and oftentimes I am. But you really got to be in the mood for it,
right?
And that's kind of why I haven't finished it, because I just haven't really been in the mood to play it. It's like,
no, I get it, dude. I've been there. It was a struggle for me to get through the first one.
It's a bit of a struggle because by the time you're on like your 15th war, it's just like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and that's why the first Hyrule Warriors was such a nightmare to complete. Because you just have to do so much fighting, and it's just like you just want to die, Even unlocking all the characters in Age of Calamity was a nightmare too. So, Age of Imprisonment has so much more. There's so many quests popping up all over the place, and you do that, and you go fight. You do this. There's a lot of side quests. It's exhausting. It's a huge game. Probably the best Warriors game ever made, but it is still very much a Warriors game.
Okay. Who's some of your favorite characters to play as in this?
I liked to play as so that's one story detail, is that like you get to find like the warriors of the ancient races, the Zora races and the Goron races, everything like that, and the Eagle races, and it's like it's just kind of the same kind of people over again, but just like a different character. But that said, the Zora race always is cool with the Trine and everything like that. And then there's the robot with a hood and a sword and a shield.
The Link robot.
That guy is.
Yeah.
There's a whole cyborg that seems to evoke Link, and he's fun to use, especially because he does actually get some like cool robotic moves. Actually,
cool.
He's a Zonai robot. That's what he is. So yeah, I haven't really experimented that much. I like using to see. That's the other issue with these games, is that like you have to level up these characters.
Okay, we're back. Just quick technical thing. We had to stop really quick. Gene, you were talking about Hyrule Warriors, the new one.
Yeah. Who is the name of the character? The king character, Rauru, right?
Yeah.
Rauru. He's awesome to use.
Cool.
He's just the king of Hyrule, the first king of Hyrule.
Yeah.
So and also also using the other, her name starts with see these characters. Her name starts with an M, and she uses the big robot. Here's
Minoru.
Yeah, Minoru. Yeah, Minoru is awesome.
Yeah,
Minoru is awesome because she's using all of the Zonai devices.
That's cool.
So she probably has like the most unique move set out of the whole character set. And then there's a whole bunch of other characters who are just a bunch of chuckle fucks. Like here's a Hyrule Captain, and he just swings his sword around. It's kind of weird. It's like here's just a regular guy.
Some bum, yeah.
Yeah, he has a beard, and then he uses weapons. It's really, really strange. But it might be kind of fun for role playing to just play as a chucklefuck during the Imprisonment Wars. I mean, that's the exciting thing about this game, is that it takes place during the a quote unquote pivotal moment in the Zelda timeline, where Ganon and everything was kind of taking place. So. Pretty exciting, pretty cool stuff, but really, once you get down to the gameplay, it's just pressing square.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're getting into with this kind of game, gameplay wise, I assume.
Yeah.
I'll be there day one, begrudgingly, like I said, but I'll play it. Micah, what about you? Do you like Musous? These type of games?
The only one I've ever played in depth was Persona 5 Strikers.
Right.
And they did an excellent job. That's a game where I said, how are you going to take this, combat and translate it here? And it's excellent. It's truly excellent. Fantastic story. It's things too, Gene, like you mentioned. Your Persona 5 has this like never ending dungeon called Memento. So you can go into like grind levels and do requests, and you think, well, what do they do with that? 'Cause it wouldn't work too well here. And they do have an answer for that. So it's very well done. These games always interest me to see how they translate the title that it's based on to the Muso format. They did. So someone tagged me in this tweet that I'm linking here. Nintendo of America tweeted a thirst trap of Ganon, but I don't think this is actually for me. I don't think I'd actually be compelled enough to play this just based off hot Ganon alone. It's not even the hottest Ganon they have anyways. But yeah, this is something that if it ever went on sale, but that's not really Nintendo style.
Sure.
That I would say maybe I'd try it out. It kind of sucks that we never really get super deep discounts on some Nintendo games, because there are things I say I would maybe try it, but not for that price. And we just don't see deep discounts on Nintendo titles, to the point where I say maybe I would like that, but I don't want to chance it.
This is kind of expensive for a kind of a niche title to try out.
Simply for something that I just don't know if I'd love it. Persona 5 Strikers was very specific that I love Persona 5, those characters, that story. I really did say, yeah, I miss these characters so much because I love Persona 5. I absolutely want an add-on to that story. Let's add some more story to that, and let's spend more time with them. And it was excellent. The thing was, it did not feel like a spin-off game. The story quality in Persona 5 Strikers really was on par with the main game. So they got me there. And even if I didn't 100% love the gameplay at times, the story just had me so invested. This is a title where I say I'm not really sold on the story, so the gameplay would be the main draw.
Yeah. Definitely fair. All right. Guys, quick little news story right here. Breath of the Wild is getting a vinyl collection. Let's see, double LP or premium 8 LP box set coming in 2026. Let's see here. So they're coming out with a huge set of all this kind of stuff. I personally am not going to buy this. I mean, this is cool, but I have Breath of the Wild soundtrack deluxe edition on CD already, so I'm good on this. But Gene, I know you're into vinyl and stuff like that. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I actually reported on it last week. I actually spoke to Bill Trinan, Vice President of Product over at Nintendo, and we had a nice chat about why this is the first music soundtrack Nintendo is releasing outside of Japan.
Yeah,
they've never done it before, and they're going to do it in a vinyl record. So it's an interesting foray into it. Man, I would totally buy the Mario Kart World vinyl. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack.
Or at the very least, a CD set or something. You know, I'll definitely buy it on iTunes as well.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah. But Breath of the Wild will be amazing. And the nice thing about this one is that it's eight LPs, and each LP is themed to a different mood. So if you want to put on the exploration vinyl,
that's cool.
Put that on, and then you can just study that. And if you want to work out, then put the one in with all the boss battles in there, stuff like that. So really, really cool. Really thoughtfully curated, and then there's a special edition out right now too. But we also talked about Nintendo Music, the Nintendo Music app. And I actually asked him the question, where is Mario Kart World Music? The music app. And he said that he can't really say much, but that it takes a lot of work to put into it. And it's a small team. It's a small internal team inside Nintendo working on Nintendo Music. And then they have to reach out to developers, and the developers have to kind of like work with them to kind of like work with the looping and making sure that, there are appropriate screenshots for each of the tracks and everything like that. So, they know that we all want it, but they're just not sure when it'll be there. But
yeah. Did he? happen to say how they're feeling about it, or like, are they happy with?
Oh, they're very happy with it. Yeah.
Okay.
They're saying that they're seeing increase. There's no metrics or anything like that he can give me.
Mm-hmm.
But he did say that they are seeing increased engagement over the past year, and definitely pops in engagement whenever there's a new soundtrack that appears.
Cool. Very happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Just for some detail about this, the 8 LP soundtrack or box set includes 130 tracks, all newly remastered for the vinyl format. And like Gene was saying, they are feature around themes like exploring the kingdom of Hyrule, freeing the divine beast from Calamity Ganon's hold on strength and mystery of the shrine, stuff like that. The double LP set features 34 tracks, so if you just want a smaller number, you can still get that as well. And includes fan favorites like the Overworld Day, the Great Fairy Fountain, Hyrule Castle, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in this, you can probably pick it up soon. I believe this is coming out next year. I was trying to find a date on here. And a price. What's the price on this shit? Let's see. Do they have it?
$50, I think, for the 2
Oh,
LP.
okay. Here we go. Yeah, for the double, it's 50, like you were saying. Yep. Mm-hmm. And for the box set, it is $194. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. The vinyls themselves also look pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So good shit, Nintendo. I would like to see more of this official releases, like Gene was also saying in North America. We need more of that good stuff. Nintendo's great music. Mm-hmm. Micah, you gonna pick this up, put it on your record player, dance to it?
No, but I will say these are gorgeous sets. Like, I really love the blue and white and gold pattern on the records. And I see it all the time on Instagram. There's this record company that posts reels of how they do some of these, like the speckle colors and stuff. And it's just so cool to see. Cool. Go online and search for that if you're curious, because they really do just take what looks like all these little colorful pellets and sprinkle them around, and then it gets pressed, and so every single one is unique and different. But it's just really cool to watch. Very satisfying to watch it like pressed together. It comes out the side, and then they cut it. It's like that looks so satisfying.
Yeah, that's good shit.
So really I appreciate a vinyl record. These are beautiful, but I'm definitely not the target audience for this.
Yeah, I really hope they do like an Ocarina of Time and like Majora's Mask combo one. I'd pick that up 100% because those tracks are all incredible. But we'll see. All right, guys, let's talk about what we've been playing. So, Gene, you were talking about Hyrule Warriors mostly. Have you played anything else?
Yes, I actually have a surprise game that I've been playing over the weekend. I have returned to Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, right. Yeah. You playing on Steam Deck?
I'm playing on the ROG.
Oh, the ROG Ally X. That's right.
The Ally X. So I'm playing the PC version, and it runs it pretty good, 30 frames per second. Looks pretty great actually. 30 frames per second. Not a game that I need it to be 60 frames per second.
Sure.
And the worst it drops is like 25, 27. That's tolerable for me, especially when all the effects and the monsters are popping off. But I dropped off Dragon's Dogma 2 because I thought, and I was playing on the PlayStation because I just thought that the quest design sucked, stupid ass quest design where they're like, why don't you go sneak into the prison to find this wizard, and then the wizard is like, oh well, I'm not gonna leave until I find a place to read books or whatever, and then so you just gotta randomly try to find books and stuff like that, like a place with books, and you're doing all these side quests and just feels really aimless. And the quest structure was very frustrating, right? Especially at the beginning of the game. And that's what it was like in Dragon's Dogma 1, though. That's the thing. So it's like I had a similar journey in Dragon's Dogma 1 where when I played it, I was like, this game is stupid. I hate the quests. But then you power through it. And then once you get over some of the bad quests, you get to the good quests. And I only got to, I guess I technically only finished half of the game. I don't know how far you got, Brad. How far?
I got the true ending in 2. You
got the true ending? Yeah. So I finally got the true ending actually over the weekend.
Cool.
Got to it. Wow. Much better than I expected, actually. Much better close.
Yeah, it's a cool ending. Yeah.
Cool ending. Really works on like a real like meta level. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a lot going on there that makes it interesting in its relationship to the lore and everything itself, right? And the nature of the world as it is. But even in terms of gameplay, the gameplay kind of switches up a little bit towards the end. It gets a lot more frantic, definitely a lot more combat heavy. That's where all the good loot is at. And that's where I started having a lot more fun, because I started to find like really, really good shit. It's when the end game grind actually happens, and that is finally when Dragon's Dogma even 1 got good. When you get to the end game and you have all these goals that are very clear and even enumerated, where it's like, okay, I got this sword, now I need this much to do this. Once it becomes like really, really clear objectives, like I need this material and I need to do these quests, or I need to go to this area, then the game becomes super, super fun when you're not lost and just kind of roaming around. And now that I'm beating the game and I know the entire quest structure, I'm actually really I rolled a new character. Well, not rolled a new character. I rolled it right through New Game Plus, and I started to do that again. And I'm having a lot more fun at the beginning of the game now. Now that I know what to do, where to go, what I need for the end game, so just having that knowledge just feels so much more powerful. This game came out last year, May 2024. And just playing it a year later, I'm just like, this is my game of the year for 2025. It's just
wow.
It's just so much fun. The combat is finally opened up. I'm having so much more fun. Just downing dragons. I'm just dragon hunting right now, basically. So. And it's just a level of combat that you just don't really see in any other RPG period, not even in the FromSoft games. And it's reminding me again why I love this game in the first place before I started to fall off of it. And now I'm kind of right back to on the saddle on why this is one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
Oh, that's good.
And Dragon's Dogma 1 is on the Nintendo Switch. It's a great version of it. It's in 30 frames per second too. I completed that one. I played the shit out of it on the Xbox 360 back in the day. I played it so much, and then when I got it for Nintendo Switch, I tried playing again, and again, like the game filtered me with its bullshit. Like I was like, I hate this quest. I hate doing this stuff. But let me just get through it. Get through those 2-3 hours of like the shit I hate, so I can get to the shit I like. And then once I replay the game in New Game Plus, all the shit I hate doesn't even matter anymore. It's basically skippable. So it's like I just like this. The game has some really bad design that's just really frustrating and very anti-gamer. It's anti-you. The game. It's very anti-Micah. That's for damn sure. Like all of them like I hate this game because it's like the game is not telling you anything what to do. If you. Like, for example, the Sphinx is an incredible quest. You find this strange creature in the middle of fucking nowhere in Dragon's Dogma 2. You go to like the ass end of the world, and suddenly you find this mysterious creature with a woman's face and fangs and boobs and wings, and she will tell you riddles. And Micah, when you screw up one riddle, you get one riddle to screw up, and when you screw up the second one, then you just failed the entire quest. Like you can't.
Cool.
You don't get to see the rest of the riddles. You'll never get the rewards until you do New Game Plus. So you just fuck off and fly off, and that's it. So the game does not give a shit about you. If you fuck up, keep it moving. And the game is auto saving all the time. So it's a very complex way of like. Like if you need to redo a save, the game will keep your save that the last time you slept at an inn. But you can save anytime in the menu. But if you screw up anytime before after you slept at the inn, then you can reload the inn save. But that's the farthest back you can go. It's just a crazy amount of systems that makes it all special and frustrating at the same time. But I've just been having such a great time finally getting back into it, and finally beating the true game. And I had a lot of haters also of the game who did love the first game, kind of talk me off of it and say that this game sucks. And it's like, no, it just kind of has a lot of the same issues as the first one, and you just have to kind of recognize that and get through it. So, but I've been having a blast. It's definitely and a large part of that. A large part of the reason why I wanted to play Dragon's Dogma 2 is because it feels like an action version of Dungeons and Dragons or even Dragon Quest. This is finally a game that lets us do an action version of those kind of games. So, and Dragon Quest 1 is coming out, and for me, every fantasy game is a version of Dragon Quest 1. So that's the other game I'm playing. I haven't played it that much. I've only gotten through maybe the first dungeon, but Dragon Quest 1 HD remake is fucking gorgeous.
Yep.
I couldn't believe how beautiful it looks, how much story they added at the beginning. There's a whole part of context in there. So I'm really excited to play that. It's a perfect companion piece to Dragon's Dogma, where I'm doing the real gritty action. But when I want a cozy fantasy action and turn-based, I go right back to Dragon Quest 1. So I believe you guys have played that too. Maybe that's a good segue into that.
Yeah, like you, I've only played like an hour, maybe an hour and a half of it, but yeah, I've never finished Dragon Quest 1.
I mean, I played like 2 hours of it. Dragon Quest 1, I played it way back in the NES days. Yeah, but yeah,
I've played a little bit of the NES version, and even I could tell right away with all this story they added at the beginning, with all these characters. I was like, I don't remember any of this kind of in the first game. I was like, this wasn't in here, right? But like you're saying, it's gorgeous. It's very simplistic, very simplistic. So you only have one party member, stuff like that. Just level up, get some spells like that. But it's very cozy, man. Scratching that Dragon Quest 2 itch. I'm really excited to get to 2 because I think they've added stuff to that as well. And I have no context of 2 at all. So I'm looking forward to getting through that. But yeah, 1's very charming, very simple game, though. It's pretty short from what I understand as well. So definitely enjoying my time with it. Hopefully I can get back to it soon. Mike, I guess, have you been playing this as well?
Yes. Yeah, I started it last night. So I am about 2 hours in, having fun. I also just like knowing what to expect after playing Dragon Quest 3. Like I immediately just set the battle speed to fast, for example.
Me too.
Because as like cute and charming as the animations are, they just drag out. There's a lot of battles to be done. Little things like that are just like, yeah, now I know to do this to keep me from getting burnt out. And to keep me from feeling like these battles are endless because it's just me fighting all these dudes. So that little things like that I learned from playing Dragon Quest 3 HD remake, but it's adorable. Love the little character designs. Music is excellent. The game's just very pretty. I have the objective markers turned on, so I know where to go. I don't have to just fuck around and look around everywhere. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear we're all digging it. Micah, what else have you been playing? If anything else.
So I finished the story mode on Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. I should say like the adventure mode, I think it's called. I did finish that. There are other bonus levels and like an enhanced adventure mode that's more difficult. But I really kind of just feel like I might revisit those in the future. I had a ton of fun with it. It's a very, very fun game. I'd never played the mobile game, so I had a great time. But right now, it's enough. I'm going to walk away from it. I may return later. It's a perfect pick up and play game. Perfect travel game. That is something I would absolutely play on a plane or at a hotel because it's really like perfect for that. But right now, I'm done with it. I did go back to Golf Story for a bit, and I was advancing the story. However, there's this one gameplay mechanic I hate where you have to play disc golf. And earlier in the game, there's a section of it, and it's really frustrating. And I like went on these like Reddit threads, and I'm trying to learn how to do it, and I figured it out. And now, several hours of gameplay later, disc golf is back, and it's just really difficult. Like the controls are just, I can't wrap my head around it. I tried it, and I was just like, I like this game. I do like it, but I don't like it enough to spend an hour on this fucking disc golf section.
No,
like, I just want to play regular golf, man. I just want to play golf. It's just really weird. It's a really weird mechanics. And what it feels like is just your brain either clicks with it or it doesn't. And so, because like when you Google it and like the Reddit threads, people are like so frustrated. And it's like, yeah, all right, it's not just me. But I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I liked it. It was cute. I liked playing golf. I'll say there's not enough just fucking golf in it. So, like there's all the little challenges and things. It's like, bro, I just want to play 9 holes of golf, and that's a separate thing you can just do. But it's like I thought there'd be a little more golf in this. But I liked it, and maybe check that out if it sounds interesting to you, because I think it's cool. But I am this fucking disc golf driving me nuts. And then I did Once Upon a Katamari. I don't like it. This is the first one I've ever played.
Okay.
I don't love it. It's the first one I ever played, so I just wanted to try it. I don't love the controls. It just feels clunky. I don't get it. I feel like I don't get it. I'm playing it, and I'm rolling up the stuff like a madman, and I don't get it. So that's another one that I might revisit like as a plane or like a hotel game. But if I'm being honest, when I sit down to play a game, it does not jump out at me as like I simply must do another level of Once Upon a Katamari. I just don't really get it. So I'm glad I tried it, but I don't love it. So Dragon Quest 1 is going to be my main squeeze right now. And my plan is to not play the 2 games back to back, though. Right. I'm going to play this. I'm going to pick something. I might play Tales of Exilia Remastered. That also just came out. I just got the Oblivion physical copy. Like there's so much. But I don't want to play these back to back and get sick of it. So, especially because the second game will be longer than the first one. So, I'm going to play the first one. I'm going to play something else. I'm going to go back for the second one. And that's kind of going to be the plan.
Okay. Very nice. For me, I guess the thing I've played the most is probably Arc Raiders that came out pretty recently, which is a extraction shooter. So basically, if anyone out there doesn't know what it is, you basically go into a zone and there are AI enemies like the PvE, PvP kind of thing. You go in a zone, you collect loot and stuff like that. And there's other players there that you can interact with, and you collect loot and you extract from the zone and take all the gear with you. But if you die while you're in the zone, you can lose everything you're carrying. Other players can take it. So there's high stakes going into it, which is really fun. There's proximity chat, which is a must for any game like this because you can make deals with people. It has like that real fun interaction. Like I've been playing with Lockmort and our friend Justin, and us just like getting into situations with other players and like coming up with deals and people trying to backstab each other just seeing what they can get away with is really fun, like social experiments kind of shits that I love in multiplayer games. So that's really good. I get into it a lot more in depth on some time, but it's a really great game. I'm really enjoying my time with it. This is from the people that made the finals. I forgot what they're called, their developer, but it's a really awesome game. $40. Good content anymore. They're adding more in the next coming weeks and months. Bunch of maps in there. Super fun. It's very popular right now. Like I'm sure if you've checked out like Twitch and stuff, a lot of people are playing right now, but it's a really cool extraction shooter that is a pretty good spot, I think, for most people for their first extraction one. If you're curious kind of like what Marathon is going to be like, you can get maybe a little taste of that here because it's doing the same kind of systems and stuff. But it's a great game. I really recommend it, especially because it's $40 and it has crossplay, so you can squad up with your buddies. You can go solo, of course. And it just gives me that high stress feeling that I love in games so much. You're always on, you could be on edge.
Relaxing feeling.
Dude, going in there with high stakes, you got to be careful about how much noise you're making and stuff like that. You don't want to alert to people to your location. It's really cool. It's really good shit.
I've seen comparisons to the original Last of Us Online. And just people saying like it scratches that itch of what they wanted. Sure. What was the new one supposed to be?
Factions.
Yeah. It scratches that itch of what they wanted that to be, Yeah. So it's like, it's fun to see people making those comparisons, but also saying like, hey, you know what? We didn't get that, but we have this.
Yeah. So great game. Also, I've been playing some of Tormented Souls 2, which is a survival horror game. Very traditional, and like camera angles, fixed camera angles, all that stuff. A game I like, but it is very buggy on PS5, so I don't know about the PC version. But if you're playing on PS5, it's rough. There's like encounters where I'm like reading something and like code shows up from the game that's not supposed to be there, like .exe and all this kind of shit. It's like, okay, that's not good. There was puzzles that I ran into that were bugged that could just like break things, and I had to like really mess with stuff for a while to get it to actually work. So that was very painful because it's inconsistent. I died one time because in the game, if you're in the dark too long, you'll die. You need like a light around you, and I got a flashlight, and I was trying to put batteries in, and I turned it on, and the flashlight was on, but then I still died anyways, and I lost like an hour of progress because there's no auto saves. You have to, at least on the difficulty I'm playing, you have to like manually save at a spot. So I lost like an hour there, and that was really annoying. And it's just janky in a lot of ways. But as someone like me who does like really old survival horror style games, I think if you enjoy those kind of games, you can have a good time with it. But you just got to expect the jank and get along with it. But I almost rage quit the game, Mike. I was like ready to fucking uninstall. It happened when I was streaming too. I was just ready to fucking quit. And I was like, no, I'm going to fucking figure this shit. I'm going to brute force it. And I brute force my way through it so far. So hoping to beat it soon because it's pretty long. But yeah, other than the bugs and stuff, fun if you like the old games, but PS5 version is not up to snuff in my opinion yet. So they gotta patch that shit. All right, let's move on to our next news story really quick. Micah, you actually posted this in our Discord that Yuji Horii's getting an award right here. So this is from Genki on Twitter, Genki _JPN. He translates a bunch of stuff and talks about Japanese gaming all the time. But he posted and said, Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii has been awarded the Order of the Rising Sun Gold Rays and Rosetta from the Japanese government for his contributions to the country. One of the highest orders in Japan for civilians. Quick little info about it. First, video game creator to receive the honor. Awarded to people who have rendered distinguished services to the state of various fields. There's a quote here from Yuji Horii. It's thanks to all the staff that have helped create the games with me and to all the users who have always supported us. From Yuji Horii. So, pretty high honor for a civilian to get, one of the highest honors you can get. He is the first game creator to get one, which is very interesting. Maybe if you live in Japan, it makes a lot more sense just because Dragon Quest is fucking massive over there. But I think most people would think here that it's not Shigeru Miyamoto. You would think he may be one of the first candidates for this.
Surprising not him, but yeah. I mean, Yuji Horii is also, just almost as influential, if not more so in many other aspects. So
yeah, especially in Japan, like we were saying, it's just it makes sense for them. But like Yuji Horii, dude, still working on Dragon Quest. Love to see it. Dragon Quest is kind of firing in all cylinders not for the most part, but for more than they have been in a while. I'm happy to see all these remakes coming out consistently, which is good. 12, what the fuck's going on with 12? Please show me something, for God's sakes. It's been years. But happy to see this. Gene, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, Yuji, I think it's underrated how much impact Yuji Horii has on the industry. We wouldn't have Hideo Kojima without Yuji Horii because Hideo Kojima played Yuji Horii's first game, Portopia Serial Murder Case, which is highly influential and basically the start of a JRPG because it was a visual novel, but it had different actions that you could do in the menu. And when Kojima played Portopia Serial Murder Case, he was like, games could be art. He saw the future of where games could go just based on what Yuji Horii was able to actualize in a game. So and without Hideo Kojima, we wouldn't have so many other types of games right now too. So Yuji Horii, he absolutely is a massive domino that helped set the rest of the industry and the medium together. So
yeah,
I'm glad that he's getting his flowers, literally.
Yeah, very happy to see it. Micah, do you got any thoughts about this?
I mean, Brad, maybe this was a little nudge to get, Dragon Quest 12 out the door. They're like, here's an award. And then somebody whispered to him, they're like, make the game, So
with a gun pointed at his back.
Maybe that's what's going on behind the scenes. But no, very cool to see. And thinking too of just like you said, Gene, the clear inspiration that other game devs have taken. Yakuza 7. I was about to say Dragon Quest 7. Yakuza 7 constantly referencing Dragon Quest.
Yep.
And just just really giving the game so many nods, and just it's very obvious that this was their take on hey, you know what? Here's our modern Dragon Quest set in the big city with Yakuza guys, but they reference it constantly. And it's really cool to see, and really cool to just see them be so enamored with it that they structured their game around it. So this is excellent to see someone in the video game space get that level of recognition with a national award.
Yeah. Like Gene was saying, especially how influential he is to video games. It's really cool. Awesome. Glad to see it. Shout out Yuji Horii. Still making games, dude. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last story we got right here is just some Nintendo's financial report stuff that they just put out recently. So we got some new numbers about a bunch of their stuff. Gene's favorite. He loves numbers. But
love Circana.
Yeah,
love to debate about Circana all day. It's the most important thing, debating Circana.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, this is from their forecast, their sales figures they put out for their financial results today, I believe, or yesterday in Japan. But just some updates right here. The Nintendo Switch 2 has sold 10.36 million units, which is very impressive for how long it's been on the market. So anyone that's thinking that the Switch 2 was going to be a failure out the gate, not yet. It's doing just fine. Software-wise, 20.62 million units, which is pretty damn good. Also, we got Switch 1 numbers. Total hardware units for it now is 154.01 million units, which I think it's on track to be the best-selling Nintendo thing ever, I believe. So Switch 1's still killing it software-wise. 1,452.79 million units. So an insane amount. So Nintendo's doing just fine with that Switch and Switch 2. We got some updates on numbers from first-party titles. Mario Kart World, 9.57 million units. Donkey Kong Bonanza, 3.49 million Switch units, which is really good. Let's see here. Mario Kart 8, 69.56 million, which is insane.
Nice.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, 48.62 million, also insane. Smash Bros. Ultimate, 36.93 million. Breath of the Wild, 33.4 million. Mario Odyssey, 29.84 million. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, 27.61 million. Sword and Shield is 26.96 million. Tears of the Kingdom, 22.15 million. Super Mario Party, 21. Wow, that's crazy that Mario Party sell that much. That's insane. Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, 18.53 million. Not bad for a Wii U port. And Super Mario Party Jamboree, 8.64 million. Pretty damn good. More than 20 million Switch 2 games sold. So these Nintendo numbers are pretty crazy. Doing well as they always do. Gene, is there anything that stands out to you here, or is this business as usual?
Seems business as usual. The Switch 1 is inching closer. It is now equal to. It is basically the Nintendo's best-selling console of all time.
Yeah.
It's sadly it still hasn't hit 160 million. It would have been nice to see it top of the PS2. But yeah. Doesn't seem like it might actually get there now, or if it does, it'll be 10 years later, like the PS2 did, maybe where when Jim Ryan just found a bunch of like
PS2s,
PS2s back and say, "Oh, let's sell this real quick." I would have bought one, no problem.
Dude, I would buy a new PS2 if I could right now.
I would love to buy a new PS2, please. Yeah. Sell it for even $200. I would sell it for that.
Yeah,
or I'll buy for that.
Mario Kart World has a 92% attach rate to Nintendo Switch 2, which is pretty damn crazy. I mean, of course, you can get it bundled in there with Switch 2. But damn, it's fucking impressive.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand what people are like Jimmy Champagne, like on Defining 2 recently. He was like, "Yeah, the Switch 2 is selling so much, but what are they buying? They're fucking buying Mario Kart World. What the fuck do you think they're
Mario
buying?
Kart, yeah. Buy Mario Kart.
What are they playing on there? It's like they're playing the fucking Nintendo games, of which they're releasing a ton. Just because you don't like the games doesn't mean that 10 million other people don't,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because as we said earlier, even just setting aside first party stuff, it's like this has been a crazy couple months for releases, Final Fantasy Tactics included. Like there's just there's a lot of shit to play right now. There's plenty to play. You may, be disappointed if you wanted a new 3D Mario and it's not coming out yet. But there is so much to play right now, all these new releases.
Yeah. I'm really happy to see the Donkey Kong numbers, dude. 3.49 million units sold.
That's a lot.
Pretty damn good. Love that. That's good shit. Happy to see that for the Gorilla Man. Good stuff. Happy to see the Tears of the Kingdom numbers at 22 million. Very impressive as well. Behind Breath of the Wild, of course, but very happy to see. I'm happy to see Zelda doing so well after those years of worrying about it, especially with Skyward Sword, for how little it's sold.
Oh, that's so little. And, I was a hater too. So I was there.
Yeah, I wasn't a hater, but I was like, yeah, I get it. I get what people don't like about it. I get it.
Yeah.
Was that the one you needed, like the Wii Motion Plus?
That's the one that you needed, the Wii Motion Plus. Yeah, I hated the motion attachment. Once I played the remake on the Switch without the motion attachment and
the
just
sticks,
the weird the weird camera controls, I loved the game. I was like, oh, cool. Now I can just appreciate the puzzles for what they are, as opposed to me struggling and waggling my arms around.
Yeah, shaking your dick around playing. Yeah.
But I'm also actually reading an interesting blog post right now by Alex O'Neill. He's a huge Resident Evil fan and analyst, but he's making note that it's highly significant that Resident Evil 9 is being marketed so heavily for Nintendo and basically moving away from PlayStation completely.
Yeah, this time.
Nintendo's getting all the announcements. They get into Amiibo, the controller, and RE9 wasn't even announced at a State of Play, which Resident Evils have always been. Resident Evil 7 and Village were both and State of Plays. But RE9 was just at the Game Awards, and the rest of the trailers are just happening on Nintendo. So it's I think it's a clear sign that Capcom is like caring about the Nintendo space, but also it's just diminishing returns on PlayStation. That's what he's saying right there. It's just Microsoft is withdrawing from the console market. PlayStation, they're like, nobody's buying. PlayStation isn't that popular in Japan. Nintendo's the only console that seems to be really, really healthy with a healthy
in
future.
Japan. Yeah,
especially in Japan.
I mean, in the West, PlayStation does very well, and Resident Evil Requiem is going to sell the most on PlayStation without a doubt, even more than PC. So it was weird when I heard like about Monster Hunter, what was it, Wilds? I think the president or whatever of Capcom complaining about PlayStation sales or something like that, or like the console or some complaining about the console.
Yeah,
it's just like, well, your game just didn't click with people as much as you wanted it to, as much as you're expecting.
But that's I'm glad you remember that, because that's another clear sign. Capcom is increasingly not comfortable with dealing with PlayStation right now, and that's kind of in line with what Square Enix has been saying too. They're like, yo, our games are not selling on PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, their games sell really well on PlayStation, but it's just like with Square in particular, their expectations I think are so fucking weird with those games.
Well, there's no growth.
Finally, Well, 16 sold really well on PlayStation. It sold like 3 million in a couple of days, right? Or like a week, which is really fucking good.
Yeah, but then you think about how expensive it was to make Final Fantasy 16
of course.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was their fucking fault. They spent too much money on that game. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like, if you want to play your game on every platform, it makes total sense to me. So why not? I mean, Capcom's been doing that forever, so I don't blame them for putting their stuff on Nintendo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It is interesting to see them focus on Nintendo, because last time they did that was the GameCube era. Yeah. And that didn't work out, honestly, too well for them.
It did not. It did not.
That's why they had to pivot.
That's why a Resident Evil Outbreak occurred. According to our friend Susie the Sphere Hunter, they released a Dare to kind of like skirt around the Nintendo exclusivity for their main franchise, which is RE4 basically, and RE1 remake.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, if they want to put their games on Switch too, I'm all for it. Doesn't hurt me. I don't give a shit. So Well, it is interesting to see, though. Yeah, just Resident Evil marketing back on Nintendo this cycle.
Yeah.
So we'll
and
see
also
how it goes.
Alex mentioned that it's significant that RE7 and RE8 are also releasing on the same day on Nintendo. So it's like this is like he's saying like this is the most significant Nintendo marketing Capcom has done since the GameCube era, basically.
Yeah, probably for any game that I'm recalling.
For any game, yeah. Like
Capcom
Capcom
except maybe what was that other Monster
Hunter
Hunter
Rise?
Game? Yes,
yeah.
Except that.
Yeah, that was a huge deal.
But yeah, like we were saying, Nintendo is extremely popular in Japan, by far the most popular console. So it makes sense for them to do because they're a Japanese company.
Yeah, like I feel like that the CEO is saying that it's like, yeah, like it's like the way you and I talk about like how things are unpopular in America, and it's like okay, but it's super popular in Japan. But it's like okay, but we're only hearing it here in America. Yeah, it makes sense for people in Japan to be like, I don't think the PS5 is doing that well because everyone around them is like, fuck the PS5. I don't care about the PS5. So it's like that's gonna seep into how they feel about the space as well too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really interested to see when like that PS6 handheld or whatever comes out, whatever that be, because we know Japan loves handhelds and all that kind of stuff. So I am really curious about that, if things will change or whatnot, or if Sony will grow or if they'll continue to shrink. But we'll see. Very interesting cycle. We'll see with Resident Evil 9 coming up. I don't know anyone who's going to be buying this on Switch 2 personally over any other platform right now. It's a cool option, but it does definitely seem like a very aiming at Japanese people kind of thing right now. But yeah, there's some Nintendo sales updates. Micah, is there anything that stuck out for you here? Anything you're happy to see or concerned about?
Oh, I mean, it really is just the games we'd expect to be doing super well. But kind of like Gene said, it just highlights that a lot of the alarmism around Nintendo clearly comes from people outside of the space, from people who aren't actually gaming on it, which is just easy to recognize. The entire lead up to the Switch 2 with so many people saying like, oh, who would even want this? And it's like me, the person who has a Switch. And like, because it's like the person saying that doesn't even have a Switch 1. So no, you don't want it. And that's fine. It wasn't for you. So it just goes to continue to highlight that Nintendo's doing fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this. And
they're fine.
People who are like screaming that Nintendo is failing are not in the space, not gaming on it, and just making shit up.
Yeah,
just making posts to say it.
Yeah, you can not like what Nintendo's doing or their methods or whatever their current vision, which is fine, but it's like they're not failing. They are not failing.
No, they are definitely doing just fine. I don't know. People act like that this is the Wii U 3 and that they're still on thin ice somehow.
I don't think people remember what it was like.
So far past.
Yeah, I don't think people remember what it was like during the Wii U era.
I think too, it is rare to see a company not only right the ship, but then like soar past where they were before. Like, not to harp on it, but it's true. Like, you look at Xbox's, slow death since that 360, and they have not really righted it. They haven't. And so but it's like, people aren't maybe used to seeing not only that, it's not just that they corrected things after the Wii U, it's that the Switch was fucking insanely popular. It's not just that, it sold better than the Wii U, they're in the clear. It's like, this thing was fucking hot, okay? And now we're continuing it with Switch 2, added mouse controls and features, and people are really enjoying it. And we're just excited for what's next. So it's like, I feel like people are somehow still waiting for Nintendo's like epic downfall after the Wii U, but it's like they have completely moved past it. And fixed everything. I don't know why you still think they're in danger.
Not even close to a downfall. Okay, guys. Let's just move on to some closing questions from the audience. If you want to write to the show, I post a thread every Sunday on our Patreon calling for your submissions. So if you want to write into the show, keep an eye out there. This is from Jeff Willingham. Hello, Brad, Micah, and Gene. I've been thinking about pulling the trigger on getting the Switch Online expansion pass. I was born in 95 and my first console was the N64. What games do you think are absolutely essential that I should dive into? A lot of that NES/SNES stuff I missed, so I'm open to suggestions on what I should play first. Thank you all and take care. All right, Gene, what do you think?
Yes, I have a list right here. This is a great question. I love this, especially if you missed so much of the NES and SNES days. I'm gonna try to pick games that aren't the first party games. Of course, you want to play your Super Mario Brothers, your Legend of Zeldas, and all that stuff, right? The game I think I would recommend the most is River City Ransom. That is a highly influential game. It's a prototype of Grand Theft Auto, where it's open world where you walk around and you beat people up and you get money and you can go into stores and you can buy food, you can eat food, you can go to a sauna, you can do that stuff. It's a crazy it's an open world RPG before the concept even happened, but it was a modern. It's basically Yakuza. It's Yakuza. Where you punch around and you pick up money and then you use that money to buy stuff and explore and finish the story. It's awesome. It's one of the most important games of all time and one of my favorite games of all time. That said, NES. Kung Fu Heroes is important too. Wait, no, not Kung Fu Heroes. It's Kung Fu. Is Kung Fu here? I don't know.
Just straight Kung Fu, that game?
Just straight Kung Fu, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is made by the creator of Street Fighter 2. And he made that because he wanted to make a fighting game, basically. And I don't know. That's my pick for NES, definitely. And Super Nintendo, Breath of Fire is a great early Capcom RPG. You know, early beginnings of like Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma there. Well, I said I would avoid first party, but Super Punch Out is super fun. Definitely a game that
a classic.
Still a classic that hasn't really aged at all. Honestly, it's still fun to play today. Shin Megami Tensei is on that. I haven't played those, so that would be one that I would have missed. Earthbound is another one that I think your Undertales, your Delta Runes, all these RPGs, even Pokemon, all of those RPGs are inspired by Earthbound. So go check that out. I think those are.
Sure. Yeah,
those are basically my picks. I'll just say Battletoads, the Battletoads games, just because I want to say Battletoads.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. I'll just recommend some from SNES. Like Gene was saying, of course, you got to play the first party ones. Like immediately, your first three should be Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda: Link Between Past, and Super Metroid. Those are should be the top three in my opinion. You should play. Then Donkey Kong, maybe.
Absolutely, Donkey Kong Country, yeah.
But I'm looking at the Super Nintendo list right here, and I'm trying to remember. Okay, not first party. There's Breath of Fire 1 and 2, like you were saying on here, which is cool. I did see Killer Instinct, which is a really cool fighting game. That is a rare game. Man, there's so many games on here. I'm trying to remember. I think
Star Fox. You don't want to miss
Super
Star
Ghouls
Fox.
and Ghosts is cool on there as well. That's a really fun game. Hard as fuck though. But yeah, we just gave you 10 games to play, so you got plenty. Micah, anything you would think anything you want to recommend for him to check out?
Kirby's Dream Course.
There you go.
Is a
Kirby's
fucking
Dream Course.
must play. I love that game so much. I've spent more time with the Game Boy Advance catalog on NSO, but Kirby's Dream Course is a fucking must play. Like that, I have so much fun with it. I love it. It's also just very cute. If you love Kirby, it's just a really fun little golf game.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some bangers on there. So you got plenty of good shit to play, my friend. So enjoy. All right, let's see here. This next one is from Rickadias or Rickadias. I don't know how you say it. Good morning / evening to the best Ghost Bustin' podcast. At least I hope you got some Luigi's Mansions in for Halloween. It's Nintendo's best series ever. I did not. My question dawned on me this weekend as I was playing some Luigi's Mansion 3. What is a game that you're surprised doesn't exist? Not necessarily a dream project, more of why does this exist yet? For me, I imagine a split fiction style co-op game where one is Luigi with the poltergeist and the other is Mario with Flood, and you're working for EGAD to stop King Boo and Bowser, who teamed up. Switch is the only platform that comes with 2 controllers in the box. I'm surprised they haven't done more co-op games coming out of first party in general. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Interesting idea.
It's a tough question.
Yeah. And that's a really fantastic point that, the Switch comes with 2 controllers. It is automatically set up for co-op. That's a really cool idea in the first place, but that's also super important to know. Like, yeah, your Joy-Cons, you're ready to play with 2 people.
Yeah. I think this got canceled, but I believe there was going to be a Zelda Tactics game developed by Retro. And man, that sounds fucking sick.
That'd be
Give me
great.
more. Like, I want a turn-based Zelda game so bad. I would be over that. That'd be fucking crazy. Incredible. So I'm surprised we never got anything like that. They are branching out more with Zelda now, but
it's so funny that we've never had a turn-based Zelda game, but we got a turn-based Mario game like really early. Really early. Like it was like one of the first ideas.
Yeah. Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, so man. Because Zelda would work so well for a game like that, in my opinion. Be really good. But hopefully one day we'll get something like that. Any other ideas, or we should move on?
Well, mine is just because Kirby is so food themed, it does surprise me that there isn't like a Kirby cooking game. Because like I loved the Cooking Mama series. They completely fell off. It's a shame. But it's like Cooking Mama was so popular on like 3DS, on Wii. The Switch one was bad. That company though has redeemed themselves. The company who made Cooking Mama Cookstar has allegedly redeemed themselves. They have a new game called Yum Yum Cookstar that apparently fixes a lot of the issues with the Cooking Mama one. And so I mean they're done with Cooking Mama. Seems like everyone's done with Cooking Mama in general. Give me a game where Kirby's him and that chef, the cute little chef, starts with W, whatever. He's there. All right. You're the chef and you gotta cook up stuff and you're throwing it in Kirby's mouth. I don't know. He's so associated with food. It's like the big thing in the game. It's what you're collecting for health throughout the whole game and they look delicious as part of it. Part of the thing in Kirby is that you're not just picking up, oh, it's just a donut. It's a fucking like delicious looking donut or flan or whatever. So I don't know. I want that though. They had that Kirby's like
Dream
dessert.
Buffet.
Yes. And that's like a race or something. I can't
Dude, yeah, this game, I remember this. Yeah, this sucked.
It's not like, I was like, what I want is you're either cooking for Kirby, you're running Kirby's Cafe, something like that. All right, give me something like that. I'm only surprised because even the Rement sets that I have back here, if I can grab one, like this is Kirby and he's got a bar of chocolate. Kirby and food goes together. Kirby and food is an association. The other ones that I have, there's one of them, he's in like a little parfait glass. Like there's another figure I have where he's got marshmallows. Kirby and food, it's a thing. So
Kirby and food, yeah, makes sense.
More Kirby and
Chef
food game.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, there it is.
Yeah,
that doesn't start with a W. I was thinking Waddle Dee. I was like,
Waddle
it's a W
D,
something.
Yeah, Chef Kawasaki is good.
He's so cute. Like that Amiibo, I'm getting it. If anything happens and I don't get that Amiibo, I'm going to be so mad. Like if they sell out or some shit, I'm going to be fucking pissed because that's the only one I want.
All right. Next write in here is from, I hate this name, S Mega Man or Smega Man, however you want to do it. Howdy, bounty hunters. I had a really hard time deciding between a curse question and a serious one this week, but I think I'll save my Micah-coded question for another time. Anyways, I've been thinking about Metroid, as I always do, and I was wondering why the series has never seen the popularity I feel it deserves. Is it because of the female protagonist, the lack of a complex storyline, or perhaps people have a hard time getting into Metroidvanias? What do you guys think? I'm curious what Micah's take is as a non-believer. I'll charge my beam and listen now. All right, Micah. As not a Metroid fan, why do you think the Metroid series is not as popular as some other Nintendo franchises?
For me, it just looks unapproachable. And I say that as someone who plays a somewhat wide variety of games. I like first-person shooters. I like RPGs. I like my tactics games. I like a wide variety of things. But there's something intimidating about these, whether it be the spaghetti maps or just, I'm not quite sure. I also just don't love sci-fi in games. I like sci-fi novels. I like sci-fi movies. I don't find myself drawn to it as much in gaming. So that might also just be part of it, that the theme doesn't hook me in either. So on top of the gameplay itself maybe being like intimidating, I also just say I don't love the theme of it. I realize that it's part of why like I'm not drawn to Halo, aside from kind of my issues with the actual gameplay. I'm like, I also just don't love the alien type shit. Like I'm not a Star Wars person. I don't hate it. I just don't have an interest, right?
Sure.
So I find aliens in general to not be very cool. Like I was years ago, that show Falling Skies came out. It had the guy from ER in it, and my mom and I like randomly loved that show. It was very weird for us though, because it was not something I normally would have ever given a shit about. I don't know why, but I loved it. I typically don't really like things with aliens at all.
Okay.
So I think it's a matter of theme and just seeming like it's intimidating, seeming like it's not something I can just jump into.
Yeah. Gene, what do you think? You're a big Metroid guy. Why do you think that just hasn't reached the popularity of other games?
I have no idea, honestly. Because everything you say about complexity and spaghetti maps, that's Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is harder.
Right?
It's harder than Metroid. Maybe I guess it might just be the sci-fi look of it. That it looks hardcore. But again, like it's just I don't understand what it is about Hollow Knight that and again, I love Hollow Knight now. I'm not a Hollow Knight hater, but as a former Hollow Knight hater, I don't understand what was it about Hollow Knight that made it so compelling, other than like the art style, I guess, that really like turn something on for like the younger millennial and Gen Z set versus Metroid, which is just a cool woman in armor, and she shoots stuff. Maybe it's story that hasn't really popped off for people. I don't understand it. Yeah. Hollow Knight is just harder than Metroid. It just is. There's Silk Song is 1,000 times harder than Metroid, so it's not difficulty either. It's just, I guess, marketing and people just I don't understand. It's one of the great mysteries. I don't understand why Metroid doesn't sell that well. It should.
Yeah, I think about Metroid, and Metroid is very like quiet game, I should say, in a lot of ways. Like there isn't like a ton of heavy narrative. There is narrative and stuff like that, but Samus is a very quiet character. Like even Silk Song and Hollow Knight have like way more.
There's so much
dialogue.
Story.
There's characters that you interact with a lot. Like a Metroid is very like isolation kind of game. You don't really talk to NPCs very much in these games or anything like that. So
yeah, okay, you bring up a great point. Sorry, but like before you go on, but like Hollow Knight just has like a whole cast of like cute characters that you can pull on, and you know there's nobody like that in Metroid or Super Metroid. There's no other characters really other than Kraid, Ridley, the bosses. There are boys, the monsters, but other than the monsters, there's no real friendlies to interact with. Any NPCs that she does interact with kind of suck, like Adam, you know, from Metroid Other M. He's just some guy, you know, so. Maybe that's the point of it. You're right. You know, maybe there just isn't enough characters to latch onto other than Samus.
Yeah, maybe. And it's like, I don't know, maybe, well, when you're Hollow Knight, for example, I guess you're just on way more platforms, so you can get to reach a lot of people that aren't going to be on Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo, of course, is very popular, but I don't know. You can just reach a wider net, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, it must have been Hollow Knight's, you know, just the fact that it's on PC. I mean, like, Christ, man, in Metroid, that's the frustrating thing, is that, like, Nintendo's IP would go pretty far. Some of the slower IP, Xenoblade Chronicles, Metroid, if those release on PC, I'm pretty sure they would sell millions and millions of copies.
Yeah, I think they do pretty well on PC, for sure. Yeah. Of course, the early ones especially would do insanely well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if it's kind of that, like Samus, there's not a lot for people to kind of connect with, which I don't mind. She's a very like stoic character who doesn't say much and stuff like that. And when she did talk too much, people got mad about it. So I don't know. I'm not saying that was the best version of Samus either, but yeah, I do wonder about it. It's going to be really interesting to see how Prime 4 does, but I think that 4 might scare a lot of people away from jumping into it.
Hopefully it's Metroid's Resident Evil 4, you know?
Yeah, hopefully it is. Yeah. But you never know, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No. Nintendo certainly doesn't know either. why it doesn't do as well.
Yeah,
because they would have addressed it by now. But we're rooting for you, Metroid, always.
Yeah, and also it's just generally more popular in the States.
Yes,
Metroid
it's not big in Japan at all.
Yeah,
Really?
the genre is not popular in Japan either. It's mostly the West. So
yeah.
All
right, final writing here is from Raisin. Hello, my punches. You can cancel me, or you can't cancel me. I said punches. I didn't use the hard R. Damn. Anyways, with Animal Crossing New Horizons getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, I'm starting to feel a little deja vu. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Party Jamboree, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land have all received Nintendo Switch 2 versions. However, I've yet to see any of the backlash for these Nintendo Switch 2 editions that I've seen for PS5 versions of PS4 games. Marvel's Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, Until Dawn, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Days Gone have all received backlash for what was claimed to be needless remakes or remasters. Why are the rules different for Nintendo? They are literally aping Sony's upgrade system for these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. To be clear, this isn't sour grapes. I'm happy all of these games are getting Nintendo Switch 2 editions. I just don't understand why the rules are different for Sony. The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima came out in the same year as Animal Crossing New Horizons. However, both of those games received heavy criticism for their director's cuts and their Part 2 remasters, respectively. God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West were criticized for being cross-gen games, and now Pokemon Legends, ZA, and the upcoming Metroid Prime 4 Beyond are cross-gen games as well. Meanwhile, Ragnarok and Forbidden West were accused of being held back technically because of their cross-gen roots. I'm happy Nintendo's offering Switch 2 editions of hit Switch 1 games, just like I'm happy Sony's offering objectively superior PS5 versions of classic PS4 games. In fact, I want more. Where the fuck is my native PS5 version of God of War 2018? Where the fuck is Luigi's Mansion 3 Nintendo Switch 2 edition? I just don't understand this whole different rules for different folks mentality. In conclusion, why are gamers so fucking fickle?
All right, I have
a lot to address here. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a quick response to this. I totally get your point, and you're not wrong, except when you look back at the games, the PS5 versions of PS4 games that you listed, there wasn't a lot of backlash from Marvel Spider-Man a PS5 version, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Death Stranding Director's Cut. None of that stuff. It didn't really start until Last of Us Part 1 remake happened, and then Until Dawn, and then Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Days Gone. All of that stuff, all of those later remasters happened in the recent era of the PS5, when it started to look like that Sony was not releasing any other games for the PS5. So the people's patience ran out on Sony, because it's like, where the fuck are the other new games? And then the only new games we're getting are God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West, which are also on the PS4. Versus Donkey Kong Bonanza is only on the Switch 2. They could have just released the Switch 1 version, but they didn't do that. Metroid Prime 4 was promised for the Switch 1, so they're gonna have to release that on Switch 1 either. But Dragon Drive is not on the Switch 1, you know, and neither is Mario Kart World. That's the difference. Like, Miles Morales for the PS5 did come on the PS4, but Demon's Souls remake didn't, right? But that was also a remake of a PS3 game. And then you wait until what was the first new game for PS5?
I don't know. I'd have to look back.
I mean, Returnal, I guess, you know?
Yeah, that wasn't a cross-gen game.
That was not a cross-gen game, but that's one of the earliest ones. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, that was one of the earliest PS5 only solo titles. But that came like a year or two afterwards, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Versus Switch 2, right out of the gate, here's the sequel to the fifth best-selling game of all time that now has a 92% attach rate. Nobody's really complaining too much because Nintendo is feeding us with new content still too. Right.
Yeah. As long as you're bringing new content out as well with it, Gene, like you're saying, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
During remasters. I mean, you can still get annoyed by it, but yeah, it does help the blow for sure. For God of War and Horizon, the thing that I remember annoying me was that they were like, we believe in generations.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah, actually, we're just going to do last gen versions as well. And you're like, okay, whatever.
We believe in not losing as much money as we would if we didn't do
exactly.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So That's what kind of annoyed me. Like PS5 remasters though, like I'm fine with them doing that shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want new games as well. That's all I need. Just both.
Yeah. The issue is that by the time Last of Us Part 1 remake came out, or Until Dawn remake came out, we had barely gotten any other PS5 games. That's it. That's the issue.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of this for any brand, it's like it's console war shit too. People just complain about console war nonsense always for whatever team they're a part of. So I don't worry too much of that. But like for Zelda, like I remember people complaining about Zelda, those remasters coming out.
Yeah. People are complaining about these too. Yeah, people are complaining about the prices and everything too. You know,
they complained about Skyward Sword getting the Switch version. I remember that because of the
Mario Party Jamboree is a fucking awful of a Switch 2 version actually, and anyone who actually played that knows that. So these have had their own little mini backlashes as well. I mean, Kirby and the Forgotten Land had no backlash because the Kirby fandom has no backlash.
Desperate,
period.
Yeah, they're just desperate for anything.
Yeah, we're just happy Kirby's around. That's it. So it doesn't matter.
Just happy to be included.
Yeah. Oh, he's alive.
Yeah,
they deemed him worthy of a Switch 2 version plus DLC.
It's like, oh, I didn't expect that. Okay, yeah, we're still fucking waiting for Xenoblade Chronicles. You know, so it's like there's still a whole bunch of fans that are like, where are our Switch 2 upgrades? Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm still complaining about Nintendo upgrades. I'm like, where's my fucking Twilight Princess Wind Waker? Like, how many years do I got to talk about this shit?
Yeah. We didn't even get the Switch upgrade.
No,
we didn't even get a Switch 1 upgrade.
Didn't get a Switch upgrade.
So we're kind of complaining about the lack of these remasters, if anything. Where's my Luigi's Mansion? I would love a Luigi's Mansion like actual port as opposed to like the NSO version. But yeah,
absolutely. So I mean, all companies have stuff people complain about. Like we remember the Switch 2 price. Everyone's saying drop the price constantly about everything.
People saying they were going to boycott it.
Yeah,
and it's
there's
like,
always some drama.
I just don't think you were in the market for one in the first place. I feel like you're just saying you can absolutely have a valid gripe about the price.
Drop the price of this thing. This $1,000 thing.
A lot of what I saw was people who weren't going to buy one in the first place, then saying I'm not going to buy one. It's like you weren't going to. You and I both know that you weren't actually gonna buy one. If it was $100, you wouldn't have bought one. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. So
there you go. All right, Micah, Gene, that is it. We are done for this week. Thank you both for joining me. Appreciate it. Fun seeing both of you as always. Before we go, though, any final thoughts from you guys or final words you want to get out?
We got cold cuts today, and I'm very excited for dinner.
Okay. Very nice. All right, Gene, any final thoughts, or you want to get out of here?
Oh no. New Metro Prime 4 trailer came out, so it looks like we're finally getting. I
didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. It's good, but and it didn't spoil too much. It's not a Kojima trailer. It's not spoiling anything.
Okay,
at least, right?
It's not a Kirby Air Riders 2 or Air Riders Direct part.
It's also not Kirby Air Riders 2, where there's an hour of explaining 2 hours detail, two literal hours across several months
with
of
the
anything.
Creator.
Yeah.
It's just a trailer full of cool stuff, some cool new bosses and everything like that. So finally, it looks like the Metro Prime 4 marketing cycle has begun. So
it has begun, yes. Very good. All right, we'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.